Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be talking about this wonderful city of God. My Lagos gang, where you all at? Where you all at? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experiences in Lagos State, giving you the history of my moving to Lagos and also the things that I've experienced. You people have suffered in Lagos. You people, Lagos has shown me pepper. Whether it is Lagos men, whether it is traffic, whether it is the dirt, because this city is stinky as fuck, I have suffered in this city. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you people all of the details, all of the ways that Lagos has tested my character, the way Lagos has changed me from being a naive young girl to this person that if you try nonsense, I will give it to you times 1 million. Are you mad, bruv? Can you see the way my voice is already? Can you see the way my voice is? This is what Lagos does to you. Lagos turns you from this person who is innocent and sweet to somebody that you don't even know anymore. My history with Lagos is very, very long. I was born here. I lived here for like maybe 11 years or 12 years before my parents moved to Ibadan. So I basically schooled in Lagos. I lived in Lagos. I did everything. I grew up in Lagos, okay? But the kind of growing up I had in Lagos was one where my parents were very, very protective. So it was home, church, visiting family, friends, and then school. That's all. I never really got to go to there's still some places in Lagos that I don't know how to get there. So that was just like my relationship in Lagos, where most of the time we're always driven around. We used to enter bus and keke napep sometimes, but it was just, we went wherever our parents were going to. Then we moved to Ibadan, and Ibadan was now that I'm an adult, I miss Ibadan so much. When I was a child, I was foolish. I was always complaining about the peace of Ibadan, the fact that there was no traffic, the fact that my mom would go to work. She will close by 5, she will get home by 5:30. I was like, what? In Lagos, my mommy will close by 5, she will not get home until like around 11. That's how Lagos was. So I was always complaining. I was like, Ibadan is not fun. I want to go back to Lagos. Finally, we moved to Ogun State. Ogun State is not still Lagos, but it's close to Lagos. And we're like, okay, we're still running that parole. We go to Lagos. All of us, me and my siblings, we're all schooled in Lagos. So it made sense if we were like living closer to Lagos State. When it was time for my NYSC I now finally, like me as an individual, finally moved to Lagos State. I was so happy. I was like, yes, finally, Nimi's got our groove back on. Because like all those other states that I was staying in, whether it was Ife, whether it was Oyo, whether it was Ogun State, I felt like they were all boring. I mean, Lagos is where the shit is happening. Lagos is where shit goes down. That's what I thought. I was wrong, bro. I was wrong. I have learnt my lesson. My eyes are open. My first year in Lagos was so depressing. I kid you not. When you are young, when you're naive and you are just moving into a new place, I was even staying with my uncle, so it was, very, very chill still. I wasn't really spending too much money. I was just, chilling on my own. But again, I was naive. I was young. I was trusting. I was innocent. My eyes were laced with stars. I was like, oh my God, this is Lagos. Anything can happen. God, Lagos really poured sand inside my gari. It's like I thought that Lagos was going to be like a bowl of gari filled with milk, granite sugar, ice cubes. And I thought there would be like maybe a few pieces of fried fish, beside it. But then the Lagos that I now saw is like a bowl of gari that, it's a gari that is very, very cold. There's no sugar, there's only water. You just add water to it and you drink it. That's the Lagos I met. A few months into moving to Lagos, staying with my uncle, what I never would have expected happened. And this is the story time for you people. I was living in Lagos now. I was working in Victoria Island and I was living in Anthony Village. Anthony Village is like close to Maryland, close to Ikeja, all that environment. From Anthony Village to VI is a very long distance. It's not that long, go, but because of the traffic, you will spend like 3 hours just to go to your workplace. That's if you wake up late. Anyways, if you wake up early, by 5 a.m. you should get to your office like maybe before 6, thereabout. So yeah, the traffic is one crazy thing, but that's not the story I'm about to tell you people today. So one day I was going to work. I was late. I woke up late because I work. Another reason why I'm waking up at 5 a.m. is because I was working in a media outfit. It was a news station, and I was a producer then, and I was a news producer, and the news would start by 8 p.m. So we had to get to the office before 6 to make sure that everything was ready for news at 8. So that day I woke up maybe like a few minutes past 6, and I was like, what? I need to get to the office ASAP. So I went to the bathroom. I had my bag. I wore anything I could find. I jumped out. I said goodbye to my uncle. I just started running. I was just going on the road. I took bike straight up. Then I entered, there. I think it was even, I woke up 5:40 something. I got to the bus stop where I was supposed to take a bus, like around past 6. This is where everything just goes terrible. Everything just went from here. So I got to the bus stop, and I wanted to take a bus. And then I was waiting. Anybody that knows that, please, if you know that Anthony place, that Anthony Bagada road that goes to Oshodi, Anthony Oshodi road, I was across, that place, close to that pedestrian bridge. I was about to take a bus. So I was standing there, trying to get buses. Buses were not coming. There were all these like people that there are some cars, private cars who pick up people. Of course you pay. Who pick up people when you are going to your destination. And then I saw one of them now. I said, let me enter. I think this was where I would never ever make such a mistake in my life. But then I was still very, very young and naive. So I entered this car. Now I noticed that there were 4 men in this Sienna bus. It's a dark blue Sienna. There were 4 men in this car. One at the back, one here. Sorry, there were 6 because there were 2 at the front. Like I said, it was a Sienna. So they asked me to like go to the back and sit, in the middle of the 2 men. I was not suspecting anything, people. Like I said, I was young, I was naive. I could never have imagined that something like this was going to happen to me. So I entered the car. Yeah, I'm sorry, as I'm trying to remember, I'm getting like goosebumps already. So I entered the car here, unsuspecting. And I was expecting that they were going to pick other people. I noticed they did not. They closed the car. I didn't suspect anything. So we're going. And then I noticed that the car was hot. So I now said, oh God, bro, please, can you help me to wind down? I noticed that nobody in the car said anything. They just looked at me and they just continued driving. I was like, okay. Then we kept on driving. They kept on driving. And then they were supposed to turn. That if you know the Oshodi, the Anthony Oshodi road very well, that they are supposed to go down instead of, or if you go up, you're supposed to go down to Yanawori side. They didn't go to Yanawori side. They started turning like as soon as they were going back to Bega. And that was when I started like, excuse me, that's not where I'm going to. The next thing, these guys just said that I should shut up. No, one of the guys, I remember, one of the guys, probably their ringleader, said, good morning, sister. We are here to kill you, we are here to rob you, something, just cooperate with us and nothing is going to happen to you, bro. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? This is not part of the script of my life. This cannot be part of the script of my life. Is this a fucking movie? But it wasn't. I was really in a car with one chance people. I was like, what do I do? I was just sitting there in the car listening to the bro, and he was like, we are going to rob you. If you don't make any noise, we're not going to hurt you, blah 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 blah. Just give us all the money in your hand. I was like, at first I was like, please, I have to get to work. Can you see I'm very, very foolish? That's why I said I was very, very naive. I don't know what's going on. I was like, please, I have to get to work, that this is all the money that I have with me, that they can check my purse, that they can take it if they need it, like if they are very, very, like this thing, that they can take it, and they should just drop me here so that I can get another bus to be going to work. It's like, I did not know what was going on. That's how the man switched it up for me. While lighter, like somebody, like, they slapped me. Like, who do you think you're talking to like that? Saying that they should drop you off by the roadside. They slapped me, and then one of the guys, 2 guys I was sitting with my bag, they said I should sit down on the floor. Then they collected my bag and then they started searching through my bag. They saw that I was like, I'm still a copper, that I don't have any money, that the money I have is the NYSC money, and then they were still paying us 19, they were not paying us 33k. That I was like, that the money I have is the money from NYSC, that I really don't have any cash, I don't have any money. These guys did not listen. They kept on going through my bag. They even took my breakfast. I like prepared bread and put butter on it, and I wanted to eat it at work. These niggas took the bread though. That's not this one, they are really really hungry. Anyhow, so they told me to sit down on the floor, and then, oh God, Jesus Christ, dear Lord, do I really want to remember this shit? But yes, I have to do it for you guys, just so you know that this is how Lagos is. Lagos is very very insecure as fuck. So if you're planning to come to Lagos, just be prepared. Shine your eye, if you see any boss that they are only men, I'm very sorry, but that's how I do now. If I enter a bus and there are only men in the car, I start to panic. Like, I start to hyperventilate internally. I don't let it show so that they will not take advantage of me. But I start to, that trauma just comes back again. So it's seriously, like, I'm not even joking now. You guys know I joke a lot, but this time I'm like, I'm fucking serious. Be careful out there. This thing can happen to anybody. When it happened to me, I wasn't expecting that it was going to happen to me. Fam, I was in the car and I thought it was a movie. I was like, where are the cameras? Like, did I unconsciously subscribe to a movie experience, a real life movie experience? Is that what I subscribed to? I did not believe that it could happen to me or to anybody around me. I really really was so scared. But let me continue the story. Yeah, so as I was at the back, one of the men started to touch me, squeezing my breast, squeezing my ass, trying to rub my vagina through my jeans. I was so fucking like, I was like, oh my God. So these guys now, they collected my ATM and then they wanted to collect my PIN. And then they asked me what the PIN was. I had like 2 ATMs, then Polaris and Access Bank. They asked me what my PIN was. I was like, I told them. They now said that if I was wrong, they were going to use, you guys know this thing that they use for car. I don't know if it's called jack or something that they used to like remove the rubber things in the tire. You are going to insult me for this, but the rubber things that somebody used to remove it, that stuff. They said they were going to use it to rape me. Wow. It was at that point that I knew that shit is real. And I remember that I was so scared, and I started thinking that, okay, what if this is how I'm going to die? What if they are ritualists? What if they're not going to drop me in Lagos? What if they take me out of Lagos? What if they take me to Ondo State? What if they take me to Ibadan, that place where they are always sacrificing people? My mind was going far and wide, and I was just telling God, I said, God, this cannot be how I'm going to die. I've not starred in any movie. I've not done any movie. I've not produced any movie. I've literally not done anything. I've not lived. I just started living. I cannot die at this point. I remember telling God that, and I was just sitting in the car. These stupid idiotic men at the back were pressing me. They were pressing me, and I was just like, oh my God, this cannot be happening. I think I started crying. I was crying silently again. I did not want the tears to come out, so they kept on checking my bag, and then I think they finally withdrew the money. And then one of the other guys that was touching me, he now started to unbuckle my jeans. It was at that point that I lost it. I started screaming. Like, I screamed so hard. I was shouting, I was screaming. No, I was like, you people will kill me. You kill me first before you disgusting piece of shit would ever rape me. I was so scared, and I was shouting at the top of my lungs. I was like, no. I was crying, shouting, doing everything. And then one of the guys, the original guy, I said, good morning, we're about to rob you. The guy spoke to his other bro and was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, leave her alone, that kind of stuff. I don't even know why they even did that. Maybe because they already withdrew the money and they saw that I was legit and I wasn't like lying to them and everything. Maybe that was why. And then that one stopped. He stopped touching me. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And then they kept on driving. And note, I was sitting on the floor, so I could not even see where we were going to. I didn't know where we were going to. I was so scared. I was like, God, please just let this come to an end. And then they stopped. And then it was like around this Alausa place. Then one of the men told me that he's going to let me go now. Luckily for me, I didn't have a phone here. I'm still going to share with you what Lagos did to me. This is just part 1 of what Lagos has done to me. I didn't have a phone then, so they took my small phone, they took everything. The only thing they gave me, they took my office cards, they took all my cards. The only thing they left me with was my bag. I didn't even have a phone to call my parents. When they got to that Lausa place, they put something in my eye and then they threw me out of the car. I was crying like a, I won't say like a baby because this was like deeper than a baby. I was so scared. I could not believe what just happened. I was so traumatized. I was scared. I didn't want anything. I was shouting. I remember because like they put something on my eye, yeah. So there were some people that were there. They wanted to help me. They wanted to help me wash my eye. I was like, I don't trust you. I was like, don't touch me. I don't trust you people. It's people like you that just did this to me. I was like, oh, can I show it? Like, broski, boo. Just, you entered one chance. It was so ridiculous. I was shouting. I was like, don't touch me. Don't do this. Don't do that. But then some people, I can't even remember the name of this man for the life of me. But this particular man, he stayed with me. He was asking me why I was crying. I told him what happened. Then he helped me to wash my eye. Then he now asked me that, do I know anybody's number? I was like, yeah, I know my parents' number. Then I called my mom and my dad, who luckily for me were coming from Ogun State to Ilupeju at that point in time. Like I said, all these things happened. Like this one that I'm calling my parents was still like around 6:40 something. All these things happened in the very, very early hours of the morning. And so they called my mom. My mom was like, what happened? And my mom was like, what? And then they now said that they were going to come and get me. So when I saw my mom like this, I just started crying all over again. I kept crying like a baby. My dad said, how did it happen? What happened? Blah, 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 blah. Did they touch me? Did they rape me? Something. I was like, no, they did not. They did not touch me. But I was still so traumatized. My God. Like, you know, when your mind is like thinking of all of the possible things that could have happened, this could have been the end. Like when you feel like, I know this is the end. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was traumatizing. Like I wish I had a premonition before I entered the car that something like this was going to happen. And that's how I know that people that maybe like enter a car and they have an accident, I can't imagine how it would be like, because you are entering the car, you don't know that this is your last moment. It's so painful. Like I felt like if this was my last moment, like, did I tell my siblings that I loved them enough? Had I lived? Had I done anything worthy of accomplishment? Like, had I left any mark at all in this life? Those were the things that just made me like, I was a wreck. I kept on crying. We went to the police station. I was weeping. I was, oh my God, a mess. Then the police station people, they said that this happens frequently, that one other lady too, she just came recently that they stole all her belongings, that one they beat her and they even almost stripped her naked. And I was like, wow. And what even pained me the most was like, if this is something that happens constantly, what are the law enforcement agencies doing to stop something like this from happening again? Like, what are they doing for real? Like, what changes are going to be made to make sure that people like me or people like anybody will not be victims of one chance because I was kidnapped and robbed? And it is very, very rampant around that Bagada Anthony road, that express road. It is so rampant today. And I'm like, why are you telling me that it is rampant? Why can't you people do something about it? And they were even telling me that, is it a dark blue sea? And I was like, yes, it's a dark blue. And they were like, oh yes, that happened to somebody last week. And I'm like, it happened to somebody last week and people have not done anything about it. So yeah, if you're planning on coming to Lagos, that's one thing that you need to be careful. That's one thing that you need to know, that is possible. That you can enter one chance. But if you're a rich person, this video is not really for you. But if you're a broke person like me, you will enter bus, you will want to enter car, something needs to be done. So if you're coming to Lagos State, that's one thing. I know that this thing happens everywhere. It's not just in Lagos that it happens. But this one, I just wanted to share something something traumatic that happened to me in Lagos State that really, really changed. I think that really, really changed me. It changed me so much. But that's just like the most traumatic thing that happened to me in Lagos. There's so many other traumatic things that happened to me in this wonderful state. But I'm going to be telling you more about that in another video. This is where this video comes to an end. I'm going to be doing a Living in Lagos part 2 for you people. This one is a story time on how I got kidnapped in this fucking states. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share. I love you all so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.